It's finally here, Super Bowl 59 between the Buffalo Bills and New York Giants. As we're all set, and here we go! Super Bowl 59 is underway. Gerald Payne from the goal line will take it out across the 20, but not by much. He'll take it to the 22, and 5, they need the 42 to convert. Opening drive for the Giants. Jonathan will throw. Pass over the middle, it's dropped, a wide open pass, incomplete for Bernie Downing. Had over 100 yards and at least one touchdown in all three Bills playoff games. Second down and 10. Allen will throw over the middle. There it is. Stephon Diggs inside the 25, and that is where he's held up. They're at the 18-yard line. Allen with a four-man rush is pressured on the run. Is going to throw it over the head of everyone, including Singletary, and out comes Corey Thomas. Thomas missed his first career. He had his first career miss, but that one's up and good. They're at the 9. And a keeper. Jonathan cuts it up the middle. Has a huge hole. And he's in. Touchdown, New York. His fourth of the playoffs. He has won in 3 straight games. And the New York Giants take a 7-3 lead. Final 2 minutes. Allen screen to Singletary. It's 7-0. He's got a pick 6 in the Super Bowl. It's 14-3. Touchdown, New York. He had one against the Cowboys in Week 9. It's his second pick 6 of the year. Tripping opposing territory. They got a field goal. Play action for Allen. Ojulari hits him. Deep shot. It's caught down to the 5. Allen will throw. End zone. Intercepted. Intended for Singletary. It's Julian Love. Need the 27 to convert. Four-man rush. Miller almost got him, and he completes it to Bellinger down to the 24. They have a touchdown on their first trip. Jonathan has time. Flips. Intercepted. White gets the revenge. Intended for McLaurin. Tre'Davious White takes it to the 22. Do something, but they do have 2 timeouts. Remember, they lost one. Do that challenge. Deep shot to Shakir. He keeps the feet in and out of bounds at the 42. So 16 seconds remain. Playing inbounds ends the half. Allen, double covered. Oh my goodness, it's caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. Stephon Diggs in double coverage. Came away with one hand. And the Bills somehow are back in the game. As the Giants lead at halftime, it's 14-10. And they spread everyone out. Barkley is tired, but they go right back to him. Touchdown, New York. First down and 10. Jonathan, protected. Deep shot. Barkley, he's got a touchdown over Cross. Wow, what a throw. 9th receiving score of the year, and the Giants have a 3-score lead. Punting it back to Josh Allen and Diggs. 4th and 4, pressure up the middle. He's dropped, and that will turn it over on downs. The Bills defense holds again. Back to Barkley. Matt, that ball's out! It is picked up by Tre'Davious White! The Bills have it! Von Miller forces it! 2 tight ends still out there. Taking a lot of time. Quick release. Silvers inside the 5. Fights! He's in! Touchdown, Buffalo! It took 3 Giants and it didn't even stop him. His second of the playoffs. It's 28-20. It's a 1-score game. It's 10. They're going to throw. Jonathan. It is caught by Bellinger. Breaks a tackle, and that ball's out. And that's picked up by Edmonds. And the Bills have a chance to tie the game. Allen, blitz, release. Oh my goodness. Diggs has the first down to the 20. Giants blitz. Allen. End zone. Wide open touchdown. Shakir. Shakir is 5th of the year. His 5th career score brings the Bills within 2. Giants stack the blocks. They bring 4. And so Shakir's wide open and he drops it incomplete. And the Giants keep the lead thanks to some help from the Bills. Bills take their first timeout. Jonathan will keep on 2nd and 1. He's got the first with ease. McLaurin to block. Jonathan up the sideline. He's going to go. If White doesn't catch him, he is in. That might be the dagger. His second of the day. 66 yards. It's 34-26 with 1:25 on the clock. At the 37-yard line. This will be pass attempt number 60 for Allen. Pressured by Thibodeau. Deep shot. Silvers in coverage. Oh my goodness. Caught. Silvers again! Touchdown Buffalo! And they're within 2 again with this kick by Thomas. Sam Martin will decide the fate of the Bills season. And it's Ridley! He goes down! And the Giants are a kneel down away from winning the Super Bowl. The Giants win Super Bowl 59 by a score of 35-33. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. And today we put a close on what has been the longest standing series in channel history. 64 episodes, 65 including today's episode of Giants franchise on Madden 23. I hope you enjoy this. Be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and share. If you watched this live, first of all, if you didn't watch this live, you're watching the edited down version, be sure to click the link in the title card. You can watch the full thing. Today we're going to go through a 10-year simulation. We're going to see what happens to our New York Giants in the coming years after winning a Super Bowl. Super Bowl 59 against the Buffalo Bills by a score of 35-33, which you just saw the highlights of. So, let's get right into it. We'll just start with upgrades. We do have plenty of upgrades, and Jonathan gets 4 upgrade points for winning his second straight MVP and Offensive Player of the Year. So, and QB of the Year, second straight of that too. So he got 32,000 experience points, and that is not including, that is including all the stats he got to in the Super Bowl, and that will bring him to a 98 overall. It's well above 99 with the morale boost. It's all going into Scrambler, so he's going to be a 99 overall next year, and he is clearly the best quarterback to play the game right now in this simulation, of course. He has been incredible. And we'll go over stats of over the season as soon as we're done upgrading. Adoree Jackson with morale up to a 92. He's 89 overall. He has been a huge part of the defense. Andrew Thomas, contract year for him. He's pushing 90. He's an 89 overall without the morale. And then Jamie Gillen and Micah McFadden. Of course, guys don't matter. We don't punt, and McFadden doesn't really play. But it's just a very successful year in every way. We're dominant from start to finish. If you're into baseball, the kind of 2018 Boston Red Sox kind of run, or the 2023 Atlanta Braves. Just pole to pole, incredible, and you got the championship to show for it. That's why I went with Boston Red Sox instead of the undefeated Patriots. Obviously, we weren't undefeated as well. Let's take a look at the stats, and we'll take a look at awards too. Jonathan finishes his year with a 64% completion percentage. I believe that sets a career high. I don't remember what he had last year. He's not a captain for whatever reason. It does set a career high by 1 percentage points, and he doesn't set a career high in yardage. He has 5,100 passing yards, 52 touchdowns to only 15 interceptions. That's less than 1 a game. Although, did he play how many games did he play? I know he played all 17, so yeah, that's less than 1 a game. Saquon had an incredible year again, but it kind of got overshadowed because it was a down year for him. That is the most incredible thing. 1,900 yards with 17 touchdowns, only 3 fumbles. That is incredible. We'll talk about Jonathan's rushing. 1,600 rushing yards, 15 touchdowns, but 13 fumbles, of course. That was the problem. That's to go along with his 5,100 passing yards. He almost had 7,000 all-purpose yards. Receiving, Barkley also had a great year. 521 yards and 8 touchdowns. The 8 touchdowns are a career high. I don't know about the receiving yards. We can check that right now. Actually, I want to go to career receiving. It is not. He had more in 2018, of course, in 2022. Our first year. Terry McLaurin had another incredible career year. He tied the NFL record with 25 touchdowns. Remember, Cooper Kupp, I believe in 2022 or 2023, broke the record. He had 1,724 yards. Calvin Ridley, also a 1,000-yard receiver, even though it didn't really feel like that. But I guess he had 7 touchdowns. That's why I didn't. You can see the touchdown distribution. It went McLaurin, Barkley, Ridley. And no one had more than 10 other than McLaurin. Bellinger and Juwan Johnson, but look at the yardage. Daniel Bellinger, 850. Bernie Downing, with all his drops in his rookie year, 719 yards, that's good. Kenny Galladay had 130. Juwan Johnson, 126. He was Mr. Third Down. And really nothing else. It was just the top 3 guys, and that was about it. Blocking, this doesn't get tracked right. Evan Neal gives up 16 sacks. Bradley Johnson, 12. Elkton Jenkins, 6. Thomas 5, Spellman 3, but that doesn't get tricked. Eric Kendricks has 162 tackles on the year. That probably is a career high. Kaiser White, 134. And Julian Love, the other guy to break 100 with 102. We had 36 tackles for loss from Thibodeau, 27 from Ojulari, 16 from Williams, 14 from Kendricks. Thibodeau with 25 sacks, a Defensive Player of the Year caliber year. Ojulari, 13.5. No one over 5. Leonard Williams had 5. That is where our pressure came from, and Thibodeau was a world breaker. I don't know how he went down to superstar. Adoree Jackson, another superstar caliber year, 10 interceptions. Leon Boss, another superstar caliber year, 6 interceptions. White had 4, Love had 4, Terry Cooper had 2, Thibodeau had 1, of course, won in the Super Bowl as well. Ojulari had 1, Robinson 1, Kendricks 1, Belton 1. Is there any other stat really I care about? I guess we can look at forced fumbles. Belton had 3. I mean, it really doesn't matter. This is kind of unrealistic. Sly missed 1 kick. It was my own fault. He also missed a couple in the Super Bowl, or in the playoffs, because I wasn't paying attention. Only 38 punts by Jamie Gillian. If you're paying attention, there's 17 games. That is just over 2 punts a game. We can do the actual math real quick. So he played in all 17 games, and he punted 38 times. That is 2.2 punts a game. That is remarkable. And he still had 43 yards per punt with a net of 39. And only 2 touchbacks to 11 inside the 20. Of course, this is going to be bad because we move the ball so well. Kick return, Gerald Payne had an incredible year. 1,500 return yards with a 97-yard kick return touchdown. Leon Boss, mid-punt return year, 406 yards. No touchdowns, only a long of 40. And that's it for our stats. So we can take a look at the leaders in the NFL real quick before we go on to awards. And I won't do this for every single year, by the way. Herbert led the league in passing yards, 55-57. And Jonathan, of course, 52 touchdowns. Mahomes had 51. And then Daniel Jones, 34 interceptions. Next closest, LaMarcus Armstead with 23. Daniel Jones averaged 2 picks a game. Exactly. This is awful. Jonathan Taylor, 2,300 rushing yards, ran away with the rushing total. And he also had 23 touchdowns, led the league, tied with Josh Jacobs. And then broken tackles, Zeke Elliott, it was a glitch, 132. Broken tackles, Taylor, 94. Stephon Diggs, 1,800 receiving yards, led the league. And then he had over 100 per game in the playoffs. He was going off. Terry McLaurin, again, 25 touchdowns. Next closest with 15 by Adams. And then he had 822 after the catch. Led the league. We won't look at blocking. Leighton Vander Esch had 200 tackles. Next closest, TJ Edwards at 182. Kendricks in third with 162. Jonathan Allen had 47 tackles for loss. Matt Barton, 37. That's in second. Nick Bosa, actually, we'll take a look at this. This will give us the actual number. Josh Sweat, 29.5 sacks. Parsons in second with 26. Thibodeau in third with 25. No one in the AFC had 20. Yeah, that was incredible. What a year. Trayvon Diggs had 10 picks. So did our guy, Adoree Jackson. That led the league. And then we'll take a look at forced fumbles, even though that really doesn't matter. Actually, we won't because it's defense. And that's really the yearly stats. Let's take a look at awards. Not weekly. Yearly awards. It's actually going to be in its own screen because they've changed that. We can go to the next week. We got our contract extended. It's in yearly awards. No, it's in the next screen. That's right. It's in the recap phase. I'm going to retire with everyone, too. I got to remember to do that real quick. All right, 2024 season recap. We won the Super Bowl, our 5th championship, and Thibodeau actually won Super Bowl MVP with his 2 sacks and pick 6. I'm shocked. I said it was Jonathan in the video because I kind of just assumed he's always getting the awards. Take a look at the awards, though. NFL MVP, Jonathan Cummings for the Giants, obviously. Coach of the Year, Brian Dable, obviously. Offensive Player of the Year, Jonathan. Defensive Player of the Year, not Josh Sweat, it's Micah Parsons. How about that? Rookie of the Year, Bradley Tracy. And Defensive Rookie of the Year, John Quick for the LA Chargers. So we win our first Super Bowl after losing Super Bowl 58, and that is the 2024 recap. And let's take a look at some more upgrades. So Saquon gets to go to a 97. He is just continuing to perform and be the best back in football. Terry McLaurin also to a 97. He's the best receiver in football. I mean, he's just incredible how well we've been. Thibodeau, somehow only 94. But he has been, I mean, a superstar is an understatement. Evan Neal up to an 88. The 90 with Morale. Ojulari up to an 87 with a speed rusher upgrade. He got to X Factor for that Super Bowl. Don't forget that. Dexter Lawrence is up to an 86. All right, 88 with Morale again. I mean, this team has rolled, and we won't care about these four guys. Actually, we'll care about Daniel Bellinger, but that's about it. He'll go to a 78, so a 76 without the Morale with a possession upgrade. And that's it for upgrades for 2024. Well, let's take a look. Well, first of all, we're going to just retire everyone, but yeah, that's it. Let's resign our players. Let's see. Andrew Thomas, Xavier McKinney, Ojulari are the big ones. I think those are the ones I care about. Yeah. All right, Andrew Thomas and Xavier McKinney and Ojulari. We'll do a little bit of player-friendly, 5-year deal. Yeah, that seems fair. Offers perfect. Let's go! So that is him done. Xavier McKinney. We'll do player-friendly because I didn't even pay attention to player motivation. He's back? Okay! All right, Ojulari. Is he interested? Not really. No one has mentor. Well, you are like an X Factor. Why do you need a mentor? All right, this will give us $33 million, and he is just so good and so young. We're gonna give him a 7-year deal, $14 million a year, $165 million. Welcome back, and I think that's it for everyone. We can give a tiny deal, neutral deal for Robinson. All right, he's gonna test. Not worth franchise tagging. I think everyone else could just go. All right. So what we're going to do, user settings? No, it's franchise settings. Yeah, league settings. So everything is going to be set to auto. Weekly training, trades, and free agency, off-season free agent bidding, injury management, preseason cut days, contract negotiations, and all that fun stuff, league advancement. All right, let's move on. Stage 1. Let's take a look at the squad as it stands heading into the 2024 free agent period. Let's take a look at manage roster. I wonder if the CPU is actually going to sign someone. So here's the team as it stands. Jonathan quarterback, Saquon running back, Terry receiver, Ridley receiver 2. I mean, this is the Super Bowl winning offense, pretty much exactly the same. Defense, pretty much the same, just a different linebacker instead of Kaiser White, and a different slot corner with Gerald Payne stepping in. And again, the secondary, pretty much the same. And we have the same special teams. So, I mean, this is about as good. Let's take it to the draft and see what our CPU does. All right. Free agent recap. How about my signings? All right. We signed Tressway, I guess. And Rodrigo Blankenship. Sure. Special teams. That's what we needed. Thank you. We got Devon Godshaw, so we're shoring up the interior defensive line. Isaiah Rodgers, cornerback depth, okay. Morgan Josephson, so another kicker, okay. Gardner Minshew, backup quarterback. Another punter, so we got 3 punters and 3 kickers on the roster. And Elijah Reed, how about another quarterback? Okay, what a free agency for the Super Bowl winners. Golly, man. This is about what I expect for the CPU. All right, let's head to the draft. So looking at the 2025 NFL Draft, we have, I believe, yes, we have 9 picks. Our first round, second round, third round, fourth round, fifth round. We have all our normal picks, and then a Minnesota 6th and a Jets 7th. So those are our 2 extra picks. Let's see what the CPU does in the draft. Let's do it. Simulate the draft. Let's see what the CPU does to make the team better. All right, let's take a look at the draft recap. We have signed or drafted Spencer Briscoe at running back. He's a 72 overall. We got Jay Johnson as a run stopper. Jimmy Weldon, a nice run stopping outside linebacker, edge type. Colin Oliver at tight ends. Slade Walker at tackle. Marco McCree corner. Jared Andrews at tight end. Ben Dixon at DT. And Jimmy Bibbs, an outside linebacker that will not play edge. So that is our team. So we're in 2025. We're going to end up in 2035. We're going to do a 10-year simulation. And we'll go through what happened in every way afterwards. So this is going to take a long time. So if you're on stream, I'm sorry. You could just, if you're watching the stream back, you could skip ahead. I'm going to skip through in the video. See you once we get through 10 years of simulation and see what the Giants are able to do in that time. Let's do it. All right, we've gotten through the 2035 draft and the 2034 offseason. Let's see what our New York Giants have done over the past 10 years that we are in the 2025 or 2035 preseason. Let's take a look at stats and award. Actually, we'll start with the league history. No, if it will let us. So we'll start in 2025. Obviously, 2024, we know how that left. We'll actually see 2034, but we'll start 2025. The Dallas Cowboys win their 6th Super Bowl. They win it by a score of 28-7 over the Titans. Joe Burrow wins MVP. Cooper Kupp, Offensive Player of the Year. Chase Young, Defensive Player of the Year. We'll only look at the Super Bowl winners. 2026, it's the Seahawks. Their 2nd Super Bowl, 33-29 over the Chiefs. The Bengals win their first Super Bowl, 35-25 over the Vikings in 2027 and 2028. The Lions win 28-20, their first Super Bowl over the Baltimore Ravens. 2029, the Vikings get their first over the Buffalo Bills, 39-27. In 2030, the Texans get their first. How about all these first-time Super Bowls? 33-14 over the San Francisco Niners. 2031, the Jags get their first, 28-20 over the New Orleans Saints. In 2032, Jags go back-to-back. This time a blowout against the Niners, 42-14. That's interesting. We'll take a look at that. 2033, the Saints win their second against the Las Vegas Raiders, 34-32. And in 2034, the Ravens, 37-31 against the Saints. Lamar Jackson wins Super Bowl MVP. Let's take a look at our team because clearly we've changed quarterbacks. Let's take a look. Adjust lineup. Let's see it. And we got a new superstar quarterback. It is Colin Pittman, and he has played all 10 years. Actually, very interesting what has happened here. I want to look at his stats. We'll take a look at the rest of the squad first. All new players. Bernie Downing has stepped into 2. We got a new left tackle. Johnson and Neal, I believe, are the only 2 left. New tight ends. Basically, the entire team is different. Yeah, in every way. There is nobody left over from our Super Bowl season. Wow. Okay, that is quite the difference. We'll take a look at our quarterback. We'll try to find where Jonathan has went. I didn't want to go schedule. Of course, these menus are very slow. So I'm shocked by this. I thought we were going to see Jonathan's career and see what he was able to get through. But I guess the Giants cheaped out on their quarterback. And Colin Pittman has taken over. Let's take a look at his stats. We'll see how long he's been with the Giants. He took over in 2029 after being a 4-year starter with the Titans. He took over for Jameis Winston in 2025. And in his first year, actually, in 4 of his 6 years with the Giants, he threw for 5,000 passing yards. Wow! And so many 40 touchdown years and not a lot of picks. Obviously, the rushing yards, not the same as Jonathan. Let's try to look for Jonathan. Actually, we'll go through our teams. Jonathan's on the Jags. Wow. Okay, so what happens? So he joined after 2020. So 2026, he goes 5,000 passing yards, another 40 touchdowns. He joins the Jags. and plays incredible. Gets a couple rings. So the first round, 7 Pro Bowlers. Wow. So he wins MVP with them. I don't think he does, but he has a couple MVPs. That's incredible. Wow. Jonathan now on the Jaguars, and he won 2 rings with them, right? It was back-to-back rings as soon as he went over. That is incredible. So that is what has happened with our team. We'll take a look at his Brian Daboll's record. But yeah, that is incredible. So our Giants decided after 2026 that Jonathan would not be the quarterback of the future. Whatever happened to him, he would not be good enough at quarterback to take us to the promised land. Let's see his overall. We'll go to All NFL. Still a 97. That's incredible that we let him go. And the Jags actually have 2 85-plus overall quarterbacks. Josh Allen already down to an 85. He's starting to wane in his career. He's 39 years old, 17 years in the NFL. Take a look at running back. Did Saquon Barkley end up anywhere? We'll actually sort by name. No, he retired. Fullback doesn't matter. Receiver, did Terry McLaurin retire or Ridley? You can see Enrique Herring, J.D. Davenport, Darren Colvin. So it looks like they got their Stephon Diggs replacement. We'll take a look for Ridley and McLaurin real quick. Because obviously we still have Bernie Downing on the team. This is going to take a while. I'm very curious. No, maybe I should have just watched it play out, but I don't know. It looks like McLaurin yeah, he retired, and Ridley probably retired too. I mean, it's been 10 years. So yeah, they were both retired. Tight end, best is Calvin Ingram, so the Cowboys still have really good tight ends. Kyle Pitts, 14 years in the NFL. He's only 34 years old. Incredible. 92 overall still. Jason Shields. Alex Wallace, the best left tackle. Looks like the offensive line is not very good. Bradley Johnson, one of our OGs, best right guard in football. Evan Neal, best right tackle. So it looks like we still have really good offensive line. Keith Porter, Tyler Knott, Blackshear, a 99 overall. Again, let's see if any Giants here. Again, the linebacker, some overalls are low. Junior Holiday, looks like they got their Trayvon Diggs replacement, the Cowboys. 7 years in the NFL, 29 years old. Braxton Bayless. Okay. Alan Jackson, and then Evan McPherson, the best kicker, 14 years in the NFL, 36 years old. The league has changed a lot. You know, I enjoyed the surprise. You know, if I figured out that Jonathan was not going to be re-signed, I probably would have canceled the whole series. But I'm glad it turned out this way. This was really interesting to see. I wish I could see record. I believe I can look at Daboll's overall record, and we can just cross-reference with what we've done. I'll throw it on screen for the actual video if it shows up. It doesn't. So his actual record is unknown, because why would it track it? But in terms of legacy, we're 4th behind Mike Tomlin, who has 10,329. John Madden, who was just set at 10,000. Doug Peterson, 7,500. And, of course, we're 4th with 6,200. So that is going to... That is going to do it for this video. I mean, what a outcome that was. We end up now winning another Super Bowl. And, I mean, the team is completely different. I expect the team to be completely different. I expect the quarterback to be included in that. So what a fun series this was. I mean, I really enjoyed making every single episode of this. And I hope you enjoyed watching it. Of course, in the title card, the entire Giants franchise. You can watch it from start to finish. The ups and downs from Daniel Jones to Jonathan Cummings to, I guess, whoever our guy is now. Long journey, longest standing series on the channel history. If you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and share. If you enjoyed this short stream, make sure to leave a like too. And I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you tomorrow when Madden 24 drops. Take care.